What is up, my friends? It is Monday night's transfer news roundup here on Anfield Agenda, and I'm going to do my best to give you the very latest on where we're at with this summer's transfer window. We do know, as confirmed by James Pearce of The Athletic earlier on, that Arne Slot will host his first press conference at the AXA training facility this Friday at 11 AM, so make sure you put that in your diaries if you want to tune in to watch. Until then, I'm going to try and give you a flavour of where we are in this transfer market. The title of tonight's video, you're probably wondering what it's about. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging for too long. There is talk of a potential deal that could be done between Liverpool and a club of a player we're interested in, maybe a bit of an exchange there. I'll talk about that. I'll give you the latest on these stories that Mourinho wants to bring Darwin Nunez to Fenerbahce, and ask how serious and real could this possibly be, and a few other bits and pieces along the way. As always though, we want to know your thoughts, so let us know in the comment section. Please drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I do want to apologise that I won't be making any live content for the next day or two. It's gone a little bit south in the comments over the past few days. I thought the trolling and negativity were behind us, and I don't know if it's the Anthony Gordon story, but it did get a little bit bad over the last couple of days, so I'm just giving myself a bit of a break and sticking to the pre-recorded stuff, and I hope you understand that. Right, my friends, let's get stuck into it. Starting off with the Mourinho story with Darwin Nunez. What is the truth here? Well, look, they do share an agent. It is important that we say that. Darwin Nunez is represented by Jorge Mendes of the Gestafu agency, as is Jose Mourinho. This piece here said Fenerbahce want Darwin Nunez this summer after appointing Jose Mourinho as their new manager. Right, so far you're thinking, can they afford him? Well, apparently they don't think they're going to need to buy him. I know, it gets a little bit more strange. This piece said, an offer has reportedly already been made to the player's agent, Jorge Mendes, and that talks have secretly taken place and negotiations have secretly taken place. Now, I don't believe this for 1 second. They go on to say that Fenerbahce would want the player on loan, as they're going to probably lose Michy Batshuayi. And it's a big leap from losing Michy Batshuayi, who's bang average, to getting Darwin Nunez a €100 million signing on loan from a club that really have no other options other than Diogo Jota through the centre and a very young Jadon Dan. So for me, this story belongs firmly on that little island off the east coast of the Mediterranean that we call Bullshit Island, and I'm sure you guys probably agree as well. But I have to bring it to you because it is a story and it does involve a player and a manager having both the same agent, and as we know, Jorge Mendes loves a pound note, loves to move players around, and when he does that, he usually makes some money. So, Sepp van den Berg, there is a little bit of a potential and a few whispers starting to suggest that maybe there could be a potential swap deal or part exchange deal here. So we know that Sepp van den Berg wants to depart Liverpool this summer. We know that Mainz would like to keep him and that he's very happy to stay at Mainz as well. But we also know that Mainz probably can't afford the €20 million fee that Liverpool are asking for Sepp van den Berg. With that in mind, what are the realistic options here for Sepp? Well, one of them we spoke about previously was going over to Bologna as maybe a part exchange for Calafiori. But Fabrizio Romano, speaking about Liverpool's interest in Calafiori, has spoken to say yes, Richard Hughes is a fan, but there has been no contact yet between the two clubs. The president of Bologna has also spoken about the fact that, yes, maybe they will lose him. They'd like to keep Calafiori this summer. So the one I'm going to pitch to you now is one that just came to us a little bit earlier on, and I don't know if there's legs to this yet or not, but it is an interesting one. So we know that Liverpool have an interest in Johan Bakayoko, and Belgium have just been knocked out of the Euros this evening, beaten by France 1-0. That means to me that there is now a possibility that if we hold an interest in Bakayoko, and he is a player who we've been linked to for quite a while, that maybe we may see an advance in these talks. But PSV are also listed as a club who have an interest in Sepp van den Berg. Now, can they afford the transfer fee? Maybe not. But if there was some type of a part exchange or a deal done that Sepp van den Berg went to PSV, if of course he was happy to go there, then maybe we could see it. I'm intrigued by this one. I am very interested to see where Sepp Berg goes. There seems to be a lot of interest in him on the continent of Europe, so I don't think he's going to be short of options. Bologna could offer him Champions League football, as of course could PSV Eindhoven. It's just a matter of whether they could put the money together maybe to do the deal for Liverpool if Bakayoko wasn't a part of it. But I want to know what your thoughts are on Johan Bakayoko, because I've not watched all that much of him. I know PSV Eindhoven were free scoring last year, and he was one of the players who's hotly tipped for a move to the Premier League in this summer, but I don't watch much of them, so I don't really know if he's up to the standards of Liverpool or not. But I do know we've been linked strongly with him, so if it's him or Crescencio Somerville or somebody else, Nico Williams, that's the one I want, by the way. Nico Williams, head and shoulders for me above everybody else, even though he operates on a different side to Bakayoko. You seen what he did last night with Spain. We know that he has a 45 million quid release clause. Yes, his wages are high, but this seems to me like a bit of a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. So I would very much be putting the money down on the table to trigger that clause for Nico Williams and trying to get him before somebody else does. Barca, as well as their interest in Diaz, have a long-standing interest in him, but can they get the money together? At this moment in time, maybe not. Joshua Kimmich is another little update that I want to bring to you guys. It's been spoken about that there's only a handful of clubs that he'd be willing to leave Bayern Munich to play for. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Real Madrid and Barcelona. We can start to rule out some of these clubs. Real Madrid have no need for Joshua Kimmich. Barcelona would like him and Hansi Flick would like to be reunited with him. But can they come up with the money? Probably not, and they fear that the Premier League clubs will be able to put an offer on the table to him that would be more palatable than the offer maybe if an offer can come from Barcelona. So look, I don't know if we're going to see Kimmich, but these stories aren't going away. There was another one there today as well linking us with him. I would be surprised if we bring in Kimmich. I think we need a younger profile of midfielder, not really looking to replace Thiago Alcantara, who had quite literally all of 5 minutes on the pitch last season. On Calafiori, Juventus are probably not going to win the race for his signature because it looks like Bologna are digging their heels in. Bologna expect Premier League clubs to come in for Ricardo Calafiori, according to Fabrizio Romano, and the director said, I think he will not end up joining Juventus. So if it isn't going to be Juventus and the director of Bologna thinks it's going to be a Premier League club, there's really 3 clubs in this conversation from what I can gather: Liverpool, United and Arsenal. What do you think? I don't know much about Calafiori. I do know that Richard Hughes obviously was scouting him when he was at Bournemouth before he came to Liverpool, but I don't know if that will mean that we'll go back in. Again, Fabrizio Romano did confirm that there's been no direct contact between the 2 clubs. And to finish with tonight, my friends, I just want to say I don't think that we've heard the end of this Anthony Gordon story. Now, I'm not suggesting he ends up signing for Liverpool, but it does feel like this one has a little bit more legs still to go in it. Lots of reports to say his head has been turned by the potential opportunity to come to Liverpool. And one more little thing on that did come to light today. Apparently, Liverpool were willing to look at Joe Gomez as being involved in this potential deal for Anthony Gordon when Newcastle pitched the idea to Liverpool about bringing Gordon to Anfield to meet their PSR requirements. I don't know if that means something in itself with Joe Gomez, if maybe he is looking for a move away. He is under contract at Liverpool. He only renewed that, I think it was about a year ago. So let me know your thoughts there. It's not the first time that we've seen the idea of Gomez moving on being flirted with. There was some talk last season that maybe he wanted more first team football. We were even having a little chat in our Discord group earlier on about what position we actually think of Joe Gomez in these days. I had to make the argument that he's a centre-back by trade. Many people feel like these days he's more of a utility defender or a full-back. So if we're thinking that way, it even adds to this need that we have to bring in a centre-back more, in my humble opinion. So again, my friends, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Anything that comes up over the next day or 2, we will of course bring to you, but the live content will be back on Wednesday, all going well. I'm really appreciative of all the lovely emails that you guys have sent. Apparently a few of you were a little bit worried about me at the end of last night's stream. It wasn't a great one. I amn't in the greatest of places, but I do realise that I'm very lucky to have you guys and the support that I've got here consistently, just please bear with me for a couple of days while I try to get my head together and make sure that I can, you know, do as best as I can for you guys. And with that in mind, if you would like to come to our shows in Cardiff or Liverpool, don't forget, tickets are on sale. You can get them via a link in the description. And if financial reasons are the reason you can't get to the show, please do reach out to us. We're more than happy to sort you out with some tickets on the house, of course, because we want to make sure that money isn't an issue for people if they'd like to come along to the shows. Our community is all about looking out for each other, and that includes the live events as well. So contact at AnfieldAgenda.com if you have money concerns around the idea of coming to Cardiff or Liverpool. We'd love to help you out with that as well. And of course, that will all be kept private and confidential, as dignity is a minimum in life. My friends, I really do appreciate your time. And again, look forward to reading your comments. I'll catch up with you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.